My dear brothers and sisters, this is the second time that we celebrate the sacred Paschal Triduum here in the Mary Mother of Hope Chapel in Landmark, Makati. And even now, I wish to thank all of you for being here this afternoon to celebrate with us. You could have been somewhere else. Pwedeng-pwede naman pong nasa ibang simbahan kayo ngayon. O pwedeng-pwedeng nasa bahay na lang kayo ngayon. O pwedeng-pwedeng nasa beach na kayo ngayon. But you chose to be here, and for that, we are very, very grateful. Maraming salamat po for celebrating the Paschal Triduum, this Mass, with us here in our chapel. And I also wish to thank our chapel servants, our chapel staff, and the landmark management and employees who are serving at this Mass. Ilang beses pong nag-practice ang ating mga servants at mga staff para sa mga pagdiriwang natin sa mga araw na ito. At nagpapasalamat po ako sa Landmark na muli tayong pinayagang buksan ang chapel kahit nasarado ang mall. Kaya po yung ating mga security personnel, maintenance personnel, and other employees of Landmark ay pumasok para lamang buksan ang Landmark at para matulungan tayong lahat sa ating mga misa sa mga araw na ito. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. And in a special way, I wish to thank my brother priests who are concelebrating with me, very good friends of mine, Father Gabby, Father Richard, and Father Rani, who are also celebrating Masses here in our chapel. This morning, together with the other priests of the Archdiocese of Manila, we renewed our commitment to serve God and to serve His Church. Kaya batiin naman po natin ang ating mga pari ng Happy Feast Day because today we celebrate the institution of the priesthood. O palakpakan natin po ang ating mga pari. My dear brothers and sisters, we are celebrating the evening Mass of the Lord's Supper. Kanina po, habang nagkikrismas sa Manila Cathedral, tinanong ako nung katabi kong pare, anong oras misa nyo mamaya? Sabi ko, 5 p.m. Sabi ko, kayo, 5 p.m. din. Tapos tinanong yung isa pang pare, kayo, 4 p.m. kami. Sabi namin, hindi ba evening Mass of the Lord's Supper? Bakit ang aga ng supper? 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock? Sabi nung isang pare, siguro nag-i-intermittent fasting si Jesus. No? Kaya maaga ang supper. But this is the evening Mass of the Lord's Supper. And this Mass is the Mass of entrance into the Paschal Triduum. With the celebration of the evening Mass of the Lord's Supper, we conclude the season of Lent. Tinatapos na po natin ang Lent. And we enter into the 3 most solemn days of the Church. The shortest liturgical season, and yet the most important liturgical season, we call the Paschal or the Easter Triduum. We begin with this Mass until Easter Sunday. That is why the 3 celebrations of the Paschal Triduum, this evening, tomorrow afternoon, and the Easter Vigil on Holy Saturday evening are really one celebration. They are connected to each other. Kaya kung mapapansin po ninyo sa misang ito, nagsimula tayo sa karaniwang paraan ng pagsisimula ng misa, sign of the cross. But we will conclude this Mass not in the usual way of blessing you. We will conclude this Mass in silence. We will dismiss in silence. Ibig sabihin, hindi pa tapos. Tomorrow afternoon, we will celebrate the passion and death of Jesus. And the liturgy will begin in silence and will also end in silence. Parang karugtong lang ngayon at hindi pa rin matatapos. And on Holy Saturday evening, for the Easter Vigil, we will again begin in silence. And it is only after that Mass that the final blessing will be given. Kaya konektado po yung tatlong pagdiriwang na yon. Hindi pwedeng yung simula lang. Dapat kompletohin natin dahil yung tatlo ay isang pagdiriwang lang. Kaya kayo na narito ngayon para simulan yung first part, hindi pwedeng umabsent sa second part. At hindi pwedeng umabsent sa third part. Sinimulan nyo ngayon, siguraduhin yung tatapusin nyo. This is the mystery of the Paschal Triduum. And while the Paschal Triduum is always very special for the Church, it is doubly special this year because we are celebrating this Paschal Triduum within the Jubilee year of the Church, the Jubilee year of hope. That is why, beginning today until Easter Sunday, the invitation to all of us is to celebrate these days from the perspective of hope. I wish to propose that every day of our celebration for this Triduum, let us ask the question, what is Jesus trying to show us? What is Jesus trying to teach us about hope? Ano ba ang pag-asa sa ating mga ipagdiriwang sa mga araw na ito? And today, my dear brothers and sisters, as we begin the Paschal Triduum with the evening Mass of the Lord's Supper, what really stands out is the humility of God. And humility is always a source of hope. In humility, we have hope. Humble people give us hope. In our gospel this evening, we are brought to the Last Supper of Jesus with his disciples. But when John the Evangelist narrated the Last Supper, what he told us is not really about bread and wine, but about the washing of the feet. Jesus, the Lord and Master, stooped down to wash the feet of his disciples. And we can only imagine the reaction of the disciples when Jesus started to wash their feet. Siguro gulat na gulat sila nang hinugasan ni Jesus ang kanilang mga paa. Dahil alam nila na ang gawain yun ay gawain ng isang alipin. By washing their feet, Jesus assumed the status of a servant. In fact, the lowest of servants. Kung merong iba't ibang level ang servants, yung pinakamababang alipin ang naghuhugas ng paa. It must have been a surprise to his disciples. And yet Jesus said, if I, your teacher, your master, and your Lord washed your feet, then you should also wash each other's feet. That is an act of humility on the part of Jesus. He was somebody, being the Lord, the teacher, the master, but from being a somebody, he became a nobody. a slave, nobody in society. And as if that is not yet enough, Jesus humbled himself even more. The Last Supper that Jesus celebrated on the night before he died was a Passover meal, which Jesus celebrated in probably the same manner described in our first reading today. Kanina po narinig natin sa first reading yung rubrics, yung instructions sa mga Hudyo kung paano silang magdiriwang ng Passover meal. At nung huling hapunan ni Jesus, nagdiriwang sila ng Passover meal. But Jesus changed the Passover meal to become the Eucharist. St. Paul in our second reading today narrated how while they were at supper, while they were eating the Passover, Jesus took bread and Jesus said, "This is my body." Jesus took the cup filled with wine, and Jesus said, "This is my blood." And so the bread is no longer just bread. It is the body of Jesus. The wine is no longer just wine. It is the blood of Jesus. Take note, my dear brothers and sisters, that Jesus in the Eucharist assumes the elements of bread and wine. The slave who was a nobody humbled himself even more and became just simple bread and wine. From being a somebody to being a nobody, a slave, to being a something, bread and wine. The humility of Jesus. You know, my dear brothers and sisters, in our world today, there are many people who want to be a somebody. There are many people who want to be rich, famous, powerful, as somebody in society. At makikita po natin yan sa ating lipunan, yung mga taong ang taas ng tingin sa sarili, mga taong nagmamagaling, yung mga taong akala mo kung sino na sila. Kaya minsan, may mga magtatanong pa, sasabihin, kilala mo ba kung sino ako? Kilala mo ba kung sino ako? Anak ako ng kagawad ng barangay namin. No, anak lang ng kagawad ng barangay nila, minsan ang taas na ng tingin sa sarili. At hindi lamang po yan nangyayari sa lipunan, nangyayari din yan sa simbahan. Mga taong mataas ang tingin sa sarili. Nagseserve ako sa simbahang ito, kaya dapat meron akong mga privileges na i-enjoy dito. O kahit kaming mga pari, di ba palagi kong kinukwento, minsan kapag nahuli kami ng pulis, dahil sa traffic violation, sasabihin namin, pare. Minsan pag sinagot kami, ano ngayon? Parang ang taas ng tingin sa sarili. Dahil pari ako, dapat bigyan ako ng exemption. Naku, yan ang sakit ng lipunan, yan ang sakit ng simbahan, yan ang sakit ng mundo. Mga taong nagmamataas, people who want to be a somebody. Naalala ko po ito, naikwento ko na minsan, noong nag-serve pa ako bilang sekretary ni Cardinal Rosales, kami po ay nagpunta sa isang fiesta, sa isang simbahan dito sa Archdiocese of Manila. At dahil fiesta, punong-puno yung simbahan, punong-puno ng tao. At nung magsisimula na yung misa, nakapila po kami doon sa may pinto. Umuna ako doon sa pila ng mga pari kasi marami kaming concelebrants. Di ba karaniwan kapag entrance procession, altar servers yung nauuna, lectors, lay ministers of Holy Communion, tas yung mga pari. So ako po, umuna ako doon sa pila ng mga pari. Kami pong mga pari kapag concelebration, nag-uunahan kami sa una ng pila ng mga pari para po makapili kami ng upuang malapit sa electric fan. Kasi pag nahuli ka na, naku, doon ka na sa mainit na lugar mapupunta. Kaya ako, umuna ako, sekretary ako ni Cardinal, kaya pwede akong sumingit sa harapan. Nagsimula po yung misa, at habang kami nagpuprosesyon papunta sa altar, napansin ko na yung mga lay minister sa harapan ko ay nagkakagulo doon sa harap ng first pew. At nakapalibot sila at mayroong isang matandang usheret sa gitna ng mga lay minister dyan sa harapan ng first pew. And so while we were walking, I realized what was happening. The first pew, which was supposed to be reserved for the lay ministers of communion, was already occupied by the mass goers. Siguro sabi ng mga tao, uy, walang nakaupo dun sa harapan. Inupuan ngayon nila. Ito namang usheret, hindi niya nabantayan yung upuan para sa mga lay ministers of communion. So nagkakagulo sila dun sa harapan kasi walang uupuan yung mga lay ministers. At habang dumadaan ako, rinig na rinig ko yung isang lay minister, sabi niya dun sa usheret, paalisin mo yung mga yan. Kung hindi mo mapapaalis yan, kami ang aalis. Alam niyo po, gustong-gusto kong magsalita. Gustong-gusto kong sabihin, di umalis kayo. Marami kaming paring magbibigay ng komunyon, hindi namin kayo kailangan ngayon. Kaya lang naalala ko na may miesta lang ako. Baka sabihin nila na may miesta ka lang, nakikialam ka pa. But come to think of it, my dear brothers and sisters, those words, we deserve that seat because we are lay ministers in this church. Hindi ba mas magandang sinabi nila, hindi, hayaan nyo na lang. Anyway, servants naman kami dito, tatayo na lang kami sa gilid. Pero mataas ang tingin sa sarili, the sense of entitlement, pride, and that destroys the church, that destroys society, that destroys families. The pride that says that I am always right and you are always wrong. The pride that thinks of oneself as superior to others. The pride that prevents us from being patient, understanding, and forgiving of each other. Yung bang pride na sasabihin ko, bakit ako magsosorry? Siya naman ang nagkamali. Yung pride na iisipin ko na mas tama ako kaysa kanya. At nangyayari yan kahit saan, kahit sa simbahan. Naglilingkod sa simbahan, pero hindi magkakasundo dahil sa pride. Naglilingkod sa simbahan, pero mataas ang sarili. Pride. My dear brothers and sisters, as we celebrate this Mass, and as we experience the humility of Jesus, let us also learn to be humble. Jesus, who was and has all the right to claim to be a somebody, humbled himself and became a nobody, a slave. And humbled himself even more, became a something, bread and wine. After my homily, we will have the washing of the feet. It is not really a reenactment of what Jesus did. It is a making present of that experience of humility. Kapag pinanonood natin yung washing of the feet, paanyaya po ito na katulad ni Jesus, matuto rin tayong magpakumbaba. Alam ko po yung iba, umaattend sa misang ito para manood lang ng washing of the feet. At yung iba patingnan nga natin kung hahalikan ni Father yung paa. I remember one story in one parish, tradition na nila na kapag washing of the feet, yung pari, hinahalikan yung paa ng mga hinuhugasan niya. Kaya lang nagkaroon ng reshuffle, kaya napalitan yung parish priest. Yung bagong parish priest, naghuhugas lang, pero hindi niya hinahalikan yung paa. Kasi wala naman po sa instruction na halikan namin yung paa. Kahit naman si Jesus, hindi naman sinabi sa gospel. Kaya yung pare, hinuhugasan lang niya, tapos okay na. The following year, as they were preparing for Holy Week, yung madre na in charge sa liturgy talked to the priest and said, Father, last year, Holy Thursday, we observed that you just washed the feet. You did not kiss them. Sabi ng pare, but sister, there's nothing in the rubrics, in the instruction, that we have to kiss the feet. Sabi ng madre, but Father, it is our tradition. Sanay na yung mga tao na nakikita nilang hinahalikan yung paa. Kaya sabi ng pare, ganun ba, sister? Okay, sige, ganito gawin natin. Sa Holy Thursday, I wash, you kiss. Pipili po ako sa mga pare kung sino ang hahalik. But as we witness this rite, this very moving and powerful rite of the washing of the feet, let us allow Jesus to wash away our pride, to wash away our arrogance that destroys families, society, the church, and the world. Hayaan nating hugasan ni Jesus ang ating kayabangan. Hayaan nating alisin ni Jesus ang ating pagmamataas at katulad niya, turuan tayong magpakumbaba. You know, my dear brothers and sisters, there's one aspect of humility that really touched me as I was reflecting on the gospel. When Peter refused to have his feet washed, sabi niya kay Jesus, hindi mo huhugasan ng paa ko. Pero sabi ni Jesus, kung hindi ko gagawin ito, you have no connection with me. I realized that part of humility is allowing people to take care of you. Part of humility is allowing people to serve you. Part of humility is allowing people to love you. Hayaan nating alagaan tayo ng iba, hayaan nating paglingkuran tayo ng iba, at hayaan nating mahalin tayo ng iba. Pagmamataas at kayabangan, yung sabihin mong hindi ako karapat-dapat na paglingkuran at hindi ako karapat-dapat na mahalin. Allow people to love you. That is part of humility. Minsan kasi isipin natin, di kaya ko namang lahat. Magagawa ko namang mag-isa ang lahat. Pero pagpapakumbaba, yung aminin ko na kailangan ko rin ng tulong ng iba at kailangan ko rin maranasan ang pag-ibig ng iba. Allow people to love you. Just as Jesus showed His love to His disciples. The group whose feet I will wash are servants of our chapel, our staff in the chapel, and the employees, members of the management of Landmark. They are serving us. And they keep me humble because they tell me that I cannot do everything. I need their help. Kasama po dyan sa mga huhugasan ay yung nagdadrive sa akin. Araw-araw kasama ko. Alam niya lahat ng pinupuntahan ko, alam niya lahat ng schedule ko, pati kausap ko sa telepono sa sasakyan, naririnig niya lahat. At kapag ako'y bababa sa sasakyan, naku, bababa din yan, magmamadali yan para iabot sa akin yung mga gamit ko, yung bag ko o yung mga gamit ko sa sasakyan. Minsan iniisip ko, hindi mo naman kailangan gawin na yan, kaya ko naman. Minsan naiinis pa nga ako, bakit bababa pa? Ako na lang ang kukuha. But I have to remind myself that that is His way of serving me, of taking care of me, of loving me. And I have to be humble to allow Him to do those things for me. Huwag nating ipagkait sa iba ang pagkakataong mahalin tayo. Yan ay pagpapakumbaba. My dear brothers and sisters, as we enter into these most holy days of the Paschal Triduum, and as we celebrate the evening Mass of the Lord's Supper tonight, let us listen to the words of Jesus. Just as I have done, so you must do. Huwag po tayong mayabang. Huwag masyadong mataas ang tingin sa sarili. Let us be humble like Jesus, because humble people are the hope of the world.
Before the feast of Passover, Jesus knew that His hour had come to pass from this world to the Father. He loved His own in the world, and He loved them to the end. The devil had already induced Judas, son of Simon the Iscariot, to hand Him over. So during supper, fully aware that the Father had put everything into His power, and that He had come from God and was returning to God, He rose from supper and took off His outer garments. He took a towel and tied it around His waist. Then He poured water into a basin and began to wash the disciples' feet and dry them with the towel around His waist. He came to Simon Peter, who said to Him, "Master, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus answered and said to him, "What I am doing, you do not understand now, but you will understand later." Peter said to Him, "You will never wash my feet." Jesus answered him, "Unless I wash you, you will have no inheritance with me." Simon Peter said to Him, "Master, then not only my feet, but my hands and head as well." Jesus said to him, "Whoever has bathed has no need except to have his feet washed, for he is clean all over. So you are clean, but not all." For he knew who would betray him. For this reason he said, "Not all of you are clean." So when he had washed their feet and put his garments back on and reclined at table again, he said to them, "Do you realize what I have done for you? You call me teacher and master, and rightly so, for indeed I am. If I, therefore, the master and teacher, have washed your feet, you ought to wash one another's feet. I have given you a model to follow, so that, as I have done for you, you should also do. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please remain seated as we witness the washing of the feet.
Sa akin mananahan.